Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It's crazy that there's still snow sitting out here a week after, and it's still cold here. It's been a while since it's been this cold for this length of time, but hey, it just is what it is. It's kind of crazy because I remember sitting out at the fish pond there thinking about training camp and Ty Nsekhe having heat exhaustion. It's amazing how fast time goes by. Here it is for some teams, 18 teams as a matter of fact. Their season is over. God, everything goes so fast. I'm going to tell you, enjoy every day, because before you know it, your kids are going to be grown. You're going to have gray hair. Your body won't work the way it used to. And you'll look back at things and you say, I wish I had done when I was younger. Because in life, you don't always get the second chances. You know, Cowboys are getting ready for the playoffs. I hope, I beg, I plead, and I pray that everything they do from here on out has one goal, and that's to be the best team that they can be and to not let anything stupid get in the way. That's what I hope and pray for. Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. For a team that was 6-10 last year, that's 12-5 this year, that's done so many incredible things. We'll probably have the comeback player of the year. We'll probably have the rookie defensive player of the year. We'll probably have two players that are runners-up in defensive player of the year. We had a defense that went from being about 28th to being a top 10. Zeke still got 1,000 yards. Dak Prescott got the record for touchdown passes. And we won the division. That's a good start. But you have to look at this as Mike McCarthy is the head coach. But see, the head coach's job is not to really be the teacher of men. The head coach is the CEO. He's the overseer of everything that happens. He's the guy that deals with the owner, the press, and all that stuff. He's the face of it. While he has other guys that are there to make sure the sausage is made. And that's Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. They've been making some good sausage, and others want them to make the sausage and be the head coach. We've been in this situation before. See, I love the past, because the past, if you don't know what's happened in the past, if you don't know where you've been, chances are you don't know where you're going. So Dan Quinn is a hot commodity because of the job he's done. But to me, this is deja vu. The Dallas Cowboys, who had brought in Jason Garrett, who was a quarterback's coach with the Miami Dolphins under Nick Saban for a year. The Cowboys brought him in as offensive coordinator. And he did a good job with Tony Romo and crew, to the point where the Baltimore Ravens wanted Jason Garrett. But Jerry Jones, being the man that he was, saw something in Jason Garrett that he believed in. saw something to him that said, well, I have a head coach. But this is the guy I want to be my head coach. And he made a deal and made Jason Garrett like the highest paid offensive coordinator at the time in the NFL. I think it was something like $2 or $3 million. And basically let him know, you're the coach in waiting. I think he even called him offensive head coach. I don't know what Jerry Jones has done with Will McClay. If you're the New York Giants and you've seen draft picks like Eric Flowers and Daniel Jones and Barkley and stuff, guys that you thought, were going to be great. When you go out and you get receivers like Galladay and, you have the whole Odell Beckham Jr. fiasco where you pay him to go and everything else. And you look at what Will McClay has done for the Cowboys. Cowboy fans will say, well, there's Taco Charlton and Morris Claiborne. Yeah, but there's Micah Parsons. There's Zeke Elliott. There's Dak Prescott. There's Anthony Browns and Diggs and Tyron Smith and Travis Fredericks and Zach Martins. That he hits on a lot more than most. And how he is not a GM. We know the Texans wanted to talk to him. That you can't tell me that the Jets, the Giants, the Eagles, that Washington doesn't look at Will McClay and say, that's a hell of a lot better than what we have. But yet, he is not a GM in Dallas. Being the GM, if it's maybe in Dallas, it's only in title. Being the GM means I can shape the team. I am the owner, and then it's me. I'm the architect. I've got autonomy on what the team does. And you're telling me that with all of the great years of picking and getting talent for the Cowboys, because talent has never been the problem, it's what to do with it, that somehow we've been able to keep Will McClay? And you're going to tell me that Jerry Jones can't find a way to keep Dan Quinn? Because those guys that are out there, going into this season, you looked at that and said, man, that defense is going to be shit. It's going to be the same sorry defense. In fact, I know a lot of you said that. But yet, the big difference is Micah Parsons and Dan Quinn. And a bunch of no-name players. It's not Richard Sherman's out there. It's not KJ Wright's. It's not Cliff Avrils. It was a bunch of no-name free agents that nobody else wanted. In fact, some people trashed some of them and said, you getting Atlanta Falcons players? That was the worst defense in football. So Jerry Jones, there is no salary cap when it comes to coaches. Jerry Jones, who got more money than a lot of countries do, I bet you Jerry Jones finds a way. I bet you Jerry Jones says, hey, you know what, Dan, you go ahead and you do your interview, son, and I tell you what, whatever they say they're going to pay you, I tell you what, son, I'll pay you that to be an assistant. And when shit hits the fan with Mike McCarthy, I'll give you that John Gruden type contract there, son. $10 million a year. We'll make it for like 5 years. I will guarantee you $50 million. How's that sound there, son? Because you know what? There is no bigger thing than Texas. Texas and that star and them Dallas Cowboys. Son, don't you want to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Come on in my office so we can talk. Yeah, he needs to make that kind of deal with them because guys that coach that good don't come along too often. And it's a good thing that Jerry Jones didn't listen to the talking heads that called him a loser. Well, with that being said, y'all, it's cold out here, even with the fire. The fire's got my chest and my face warm, but my ass and my legs are cold. And we don't like to have a cold ass. But we gonna go ahead and get out of here, go on to bed, and God willing, we'll be here tomorrow. If I'm not, let me tell you I love you. Whew. See you in the morning. If I don't bust my ass on this ice that's out here. Ice, ice, baby. Too cold, too cold. Ice, ice, baby.